Hi babe, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial or in this video, I will be reviewing the Curly Braids by Darling. This curly braiding hair extension is still fairly new and well used, like people are still getting into it in Nigeria, and I think this should be the cheapest option that we have around. The other ones are like we don't have a Nigerian brand that has it yet apart from Darling, and the other ones available are like naked hair extensions that are not in packagings, and those ones are quite expensive. So people are always curious to know if this comes out like those other ones and just all the tea. If you're interested in seeing how this turns out and how I work with it, please keep watching. I am making a knotless box braid, not box, knotless triangular sections individual braids, and this is how I added the hair extension. At the beginning of the video, I will be focusing on the end of the braid because that was what I had like major concern with. You're going to see how I was tying the knot, and like I tied it different ways. Before I was done with the back, one of them was already losing, and you'll see how many times I tied that and what happened. Please stay with me through the rest of the video because I explained as I went along. I got to a point that something happened that changed the way I will be making this hair next time. There's an adjustment I will make and you'll see it later in the video. And what other things will you want to know? So when unraveling the hair, if you take it out of the pack, let's say you're making this hair yourself or you're making it with like a friend or a family member, please don't, once you take it out of the pack, you use your hands and start detangling from the tips. If you mess up, so you saw how many times I tied that hair, right? You're going to see it on the side, and it was already unraveling like right before my eyes. I tied it up to more than 5 times, and immediately I left the tiny piece that was holding it. It's just kind of started loosening, like started bouncing and coiling back to like it wanted to come out of the knot. So that was just like you see the whole struggle. You see what you're most likely going to experience when you use the hair for the first time, and then of course you see how it turns out. So as I was saying, you have to be careful while taking it out of the pack. I apologize for blocking your view. You have to be careful when you take it out of the pack. You just detangle the detangle from the tip, so you detangle upwards. If you malhandle the hair, you're going to see when I start trimming what happens. If you do not separate it carefully, it's going to freeze up to an extent, and it's going to make the hair look kind of rough even as you are braiding. Like when you're done, then you have to trim it. It makes you trim extra. It just increases how much you have to trim when you allow the hair to freeze up. So you have to be careful when separating it. And something else with this hair, you know how when you're braiding with braiding hair and you have like a knot, or just when you have a knot that you feel as if you can pull until it snap, you can pull this hair from today to tomorrow and it will not snap. Can you see 6 time I knotted it, the 7th time I knotted it, and then I knotted it 8th time, the 8th time. So I went around 5 times and then knotted 3 times. I repeated almost the same thing for the rest, but when I was done, you know the very first one I made, yeah, I actually wrapped and wrapped and wrapped up to 10 times. Like, I am so happy with the way I later found out of how to make this hair, to make it easier the next time. Because of the video, I just want to keep you around so that you won't miss anything. Like anything you miss is going to annoy you. If you notice this one, okay, let's just continue. What was I saying before? So if you mess with the hair while giving the little pieces, it's going to affect how much frizziness you have, and you have to like trim. So you can see this one is losing. You see what happens when it loses, it just looks ugly. And sometimes, like when you knot it, depending on how you knot it, that tiny part that you used to knot can just stand different. It will most likely stand apart from the rest of the coils, and it just looks, I don't know, it looks very ras. I have the perfect secret for you. Just keep watching. So here you're going to just see me. I was so focused on tying this, like I was tiny, like my life depended on it. I used to be so pissed and irritated and angry when I make a hairstyle that I knot, because maybe I want to come back and coil it with hot water or something, and then when I go back to coil it, instead of just coiling it around the bending rollers or anything I'm using, I now see some of the braids that have unraveled, then I'll have to like drop what I am doing and start rebraiding those things. It annoys the hair out of me. So that's why when you see me obsessed with tying the hair, I just prefer to tie it once and know that I am done and it's okay, and next time I can just continue without bothering about it losing. That's why I was tying it like a crazy person. So going over to the second row, if you're interested in knowing how to or how I made these triangular braids, I am going to narrate that differently in another video where I explain step by step how I achieved it, and like challenges of until you try it you will not know. Until you try it you will not know. But if you want to know, then I will link the video at the end of this one. When I upload that, it will be on my other channel, and you will see how to get the triangular shape all through your hair without messing it up. So yeah, I continued this until, what problem did I have? This thing sells for almost 4,000 naira in Nigeria. So let's say between 3,500 to 4,000 in dollars. If dollars is estimated to be 500 per dollar, it's going to be around $7 to less than $10, 7 to like 9, around that range. Let's say $7 to $10 per pack. And in this video I tried, will I say I tried about 65% to use one pack of braiding hair, just because I wanted to know if I can recommend it to customers that way. See, it looks cheap, right? $7 to $10 looks like, okay, that's affordable, but in Nigeria it's not so affordable. A lot of people liked this hair, but they couldn't do it because of that. That's just for the braiding hair, and then you now have to pay the hairstylist, so the price is also a concern to people. And I have used 2-pack. Okay, I already reviewed the darling loose braids. I have reviewed the deep waves. That's what is on my hair as I am braiding this video. I apologize for the times my hair was getting into the camera, but that's the deep waves. And this is the last of those curly type of braiding hair extension, and this one is the curly braid. So people have always been eager they just want to know, can I use one pack? Since it's expensive, can I use one pack? When I made loose braids, I used 2 packs. When I made my own deep wave, I tried to use 1 pack. So it was like 98% sufficient. I just had few braids more, so it wasn't. And then when I made this one, you're going to see where 1 pack finished. We used more than 1 pack. When 1 pack was done, I will show you. I'll let you know so that I see how far we braided before it finished. So, but I can say, if a client comes in with 1 pack of this hair, I can make it happen and make it one. But you can see how the hair looks. Bear in mind that this is knotless braid, so you cannot just credit all the scalpy look to the hair not being full. Knotless braid gives that impression of like an airy scalp. So apart from that, you can see how much 1 braiding hair gave us, or what 1 braiding hair looks like. If you want to use 1 pack, I know people use 1 pack. You can use 1 pack, but this is the kind of look you will get. So it turned out, if you don't like too much load and you like your hair to be receiving fresh air, and you just know you cannot be bothered, then 1 pack is fine. Even with this 1 pack, if you pack your hair up like in a ponytail, you have the curly loose ends of the this is where 1 pack finished, and we are going into the second pack. So you can see the hair I have left just at the very, very top part of her hair. This is all I had left, so that's what I continued with the hair extension. what was I saying before this? So my sister was complaining. Okay, this is my younger sister. I'm braiding her hair. She's also a YouTuber. Her channel is Oge Unfiltered. Oge Unfiltered. She's a Nigerian student, so her blog, and she's a Nigerian student in Eastern Nigeria. So her videos revolve around that area. If you're interested, I'll have the link to her channel in the description bar. You can go check it out. So you can see how scalpy, how the hair looked like. When you now pack it up, you have the coily ends closer to your face, closer to your head. It increases the look of bulk, and you can do whatever you want to do. Okay guys, see, break that. Look at this hair. Now I figured out that if you, okay, when I used that loose braid, right, at the point I was braiding the whole hair, if you braid the whole hair, it is definitely not going to lose, whether it is coily or not. It will just coil back, like the whole completed braid is going to coil back. Now I now figure that since the complete hair, like when you braid everything as if you're using attachment, like you're using normal braiding hair, when you braid it to the everywhere, it's not going to unravel. So I left the coily part that was left out was small, and I didn't tie this hair. And do you know this hair didn't lose? Like the way I zoomed in there, sorry, you can rewind, it's going to unravel to an extent and taper off, and it doesn't move from there. So it will unravel a little, like wherever you stop, it will start getting loose, and then it stops, and the hair remains tight the rest of the way. So you can just braid it past the ideal place where you want it to stop. It's going to unravel a bit up to that place and stop. So next time I am braiding this hair, I am not stressing myself tying one hair like 200 times. So when I was done, I applied foaming lotion, hair mousse, and then I just sprayed oil sheen for it to shine. So this is one of the looks it have. If you want this type of look, you have to like gather some, coil it in the natural direction that it's facing, and then just hold it in your palm and squish it up. So you saw the two different looks there, and now it's time to slay her edges just to make it look nicer. And when we were done, we proceeded to show you guys what the entire looks like. So this hair is really scalpy. I can just imagine you trying to wash your hair. You just wash it, and before you know it, it dries. Your scalp is receiving fresh air. You don't need to like itch madly. This is just the hair is beautiful. It is beautiful. Thank you, darling, for making this available to, like, I don't want to even say an average Nigeria. Average Nigeria, I don't have money to waste like this. It's not waste, but like it's not the cheapest hair you can. This is more than 2 packs of hair, braiding hair. You get more than 2 packs for this money. So it's not as if it's the cheapest, but for people that really want to try it, go ahead. You can use this product. You can see how it looks. It still gives you that coily look. If you want the bouncy one, you use curly braid. If you want the big fluffy one like mine, the one on my hair, you use deep wave. So this, when all the hair was sent to the bag, this was how full it looked. You can say it's scanty, but it's just perfect. It's perfect, easy to style, and it looks natural, and it's beautiful. My triangles are popping. Watch the triangle video at the end of this one. Bye.